Let me see. Is that better?
What is that?
That was a smitten kitten. I was playing with the
Oh.
with her logo. I don't want that in the background though.
No.
There we go. Yeah, that look freaky. Like
Yes.
like what was Ron doing when the show wasn't going on? You know what I mean?
You.
I'm not on no. Oh,
I
you know
was
what?
definitely about to question that.
This is what I want to do, y'all. We about to start.
How's your son?
Can y'all hear that?
He made the team this year? He said he wasn't tall enough.
All the glitter is not good.
This is my joint right here.
This is not reality.
It's the
That's your new girlfriend?
This is family business, and this is for the family that can't be with us. And this is for my cousin locked down, oh the answers in it. That's why I spit it in my song, so sweet like a photo of your granny's picture. Now that you're gone, it hit us super hard on Thanksgiving and Christmas. This can't be right. Yeah, you heard the track I did, man. This can't be like. Somebody please say grace so I can say face and
hey.
That's
a little Kanye, y'all. Family business. I had to play it. I'm in the mood.
Hey,
with my dysfunctional family. What's happening? It's your homie Ron Hortman with cousin Kofi, Jelani, OC, Neil. What's happening, y'all?
What's up, cuz?
Man, I'm feeling good. I love that Kanye. That I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna let you can read me if you want, but if you catch me in the right mood, that song put tears in my eyes, man. That's how I feel. I feel that song that much, man. Like for real. I feel
your joint, then.
That's it. That is my joint right there, y'all.
Okay.
I'm feeling blessed today. I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling good. How y'all feeling?
Hey man, I'm feeling good too, cuz it's been a busy day, a little up and down, but I'm feeling good.
Okay, busy's good. Busy's good.
Yeah.
What's happening, OC? How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm on the highway like a trucker, man. I'm just comfortable, man. I'm about to settle in and zone in, you know?
Okay, no doubt. Always a hustler, never sitting back, relaxing. What you sipping on? I see you got your pinky out.
I just some water.
Okay. I can put my pinky out too.
He got his pinky out.
Yes, sir.
I feel good. I just checked my credit score. It's 430, baby. I'm moving up, baby.
Okay, all right. Progress is everything. You understand me? Hey, you know what? Today was a good day. I got to hang out with Mom Dukes is in town, and it's always a blessing. She was in the kitchen. She hooked something up.
Oh,
and, it's that family feeling. It feel good. And
I bet that did. You got some mom's cooking.
Mom's cooking. I ain't had that in a while. So and me and her talked about how I was her baby before my brothers came in. And I told her how they ruined everything. And me and her, we was good.
Right.
Me and Mom's was good. And then they, that's another show though.
Selfish.
That's my mama first. You know what I mean?
Selfish.
that was my mama first. Hey, and let me do this before I forget. Today is one of my aunt's birthdays. I got so many aunts and all that. And, I want to say that when somebody been consistent in your life, like just consistent, like never switch up, nothing like that. All my aunties have been consistent. And happy birthday to you. I promised her I was going to shout her out. There you go. I'm have OC going to sing happy birthday to you because he got an angelic voice.
Birthday.
Happy birthday, Auntie Brenda.
Happy birthday, Auntie.
Ray, I see you. Stacy, what's happening? I'm feeling good, y'all. I'm feeling good. I think we're gonna recap the last show real quick. And we're gonna handle a little business. Go ahead, cousin Cole.
Yeah, we're gonna recap on our last show, which we had Smitten Kitten here, and I just loved her energy. We learned some new stuff, didn't we?
We learned. Y'all getting them kittens smitten. Yes, y'all is.
OC, did you enjoy that show, OC? Did you learn something?
one thing I really enjoyed about it, and I'm glad we was able to showcase, black talent, black entrepreneurs,
Yes,
black business in Milwaukee. Y'all make sure
yes.
you support Smitty Kitten.
Yes, so we really enjoyed Donnie B. So that was great having her. Hope to have her again. But our topic was on appearances. And I'm going to go back to saying I think it's important, but I'm not superficial with it. I like to look nice, look clean, look good when I leave the house, but it don't mean everything to me.
Okay. All right. OC.
I mean, you know me. I don't care how they come, man. If they dirty, you clean them up. You know what I'm saying?
Look, he getting them
I
right.
can't.
What I got out of the whole thing. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I was just gonna say it's just not fair for men. How men, if we looking bad and dirty, that's it. It ain't no love for men
Yeah.
cannot get away with it. Well, women can get appearance. That's
Kofi and Danielle, they really expressed that about the Dookies, the Air Force Ones. I was really upset about that. I ain't gonna lie, I'm keeping it real. I was upset.
man.
I will say this.
Cut it out.
A lot of times people miss out on they blessings.
Man.
Because think about this. If you want a Benz, you want you a nice Benz, and you deserve that. You had a right to want that. But you might have to use that trapper to get to where you're getting, so you can get the money to get your Benz.
Exactly.
A lot of times, y'all dissing somebody without giving them a chance. The brother probably got a few dents in the car, but he got a nice motor. The heat run, you know what I'm saying? And y'all discredit that. And I think y'all should give brothers a chance. That's all I'm saying.
Let me go back to what me and Donnie B did agree on, that most women do take men that are not quite at their potential, and we hang in there with them. They may not be where they want to be financially either. And most women will hang in there with you if you're doing right until you get where you want to be.
What show was that?
Stop it, OC. For real. For real, OC.
Fine. Because you sure was elaborate on this tonight.
Look, for real, OC.
Hey, let me shout out everybody. We got Stacey Williams Tucker. Hey, what's happening? We got Ray. What's happening, man? We see
Ray.
Terrence Payne. What's good, man?
TP, what's up? What's Clark?
Dre Love, what's happening, cuzzo?
Dre Love.
I got the homie Shan Grilla. I see you, baby. Dre Love says, so basically you're calling OC a trapper that should be used until she can find you.
Dre, you come.
I mean, that's what we doing out the gate.
You.
Nikki G, what's up? This is gonna be a fun show. I feel it.
Okay.
OC, do you have anything with trending topics? Anything? I got a couple things.
Go ahead. What you got? What's popping on your end, Ron?
Hey, man, I just found out that Prince Marky D just died, man. One of the fat boys, man. That messed me up, man. One of the fat boys.
Pause for a moment, man.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Give a moment of silence for Prince Marky D. One love to his family and friends and all his fans. Prayers go out to y'all. Everybody on the Meek Mill. Yeah, we keep talking. It's almost like, you know what? When we get on every night, we're gonna acknowledge birthdays and send condolences out because this is just dysfunctional. We keeping it real. All right.
Yeah. I want to send a shout out to my grandfather, my dad. Happy heavenly birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday. One other thing, everybody at Meek Mills, I was on social media. They sweating Meek right now because he got he got it, not the 6ix9ine thing. So OC told us on Tuesday that what's his name? 6ix9ine? I can't even say his name. The dude with the hair ran up on him. But today that dude, because he got a line about Kobe. That like he got a line about bringing the chopper out like Kobe, and everybody was, they sweating him on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with that line, though, to be honest with you, man. Look here, man. Kobe gone. Kobe, you know what? I don't want to say it like that. Hold on, I'm going a little too hard. I don't want to sound insensitive, but I do want to say something, man. What did Kobe do?
Scored 80 points on any given night. Championship. An icon coming out of high school. Playing with them big boys, you know what I mean?
No, but in reality and being real, man, I mean, I think we just give these people a little too much, man. We get them a little too much, man. I mean,
people look at celebrities. It's a outlet, a fantasy from their real life, and they look to them as heroes, man. So I get it. Listen,
I don't think that everybody look at celebrities like that. I think we should give credit where credit is due. I think if you're a trendsetter or you doing something that most people can't do, that you can get acknowledged for that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that when we as people start putting too much into anything, it's something wrong with that. You're supposed to have everything at a moderation,
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, Kofi. I'm not gonna sit here and let you disrespect my fans. If they wanna look at me in a certain way, they deserve to do that, Kofi. All right.
Well, I mean, that's how people become obsessed with you, end up breaking their house and getting in your windows and go on.
That's part of the game. Hey, I don't want to interrupt y'all, but we got a bunch of more people on here tonight. We got Mel John Cole Sr. on here. What's happening?
Hey.
We got Club Glow in the building.
Hey,
we see you, Glow. We got Teresa here. Teresa, you was missing Tuesday. We put out an APB on you. I mean, we appreciate y'all rocking with us tonight. Tonight gonna be good. I feel it.
Okay.
Here's one other thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna admit to y'all. I'm gonna admit this is a confession. Now we can make this a part of the show where everybody confess something. I'm gonna confess something. The other morning, every morning we get up, we listen to old school music. Mm-hmm. So we put YouTube on and we watch the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
All my life, I thought it was 4 OJs. Yeah, I did. I thought it was 4 OJs, y'all. 3
4
OJs.
I'm
keeping it real.
Hey, listen, please don't say that in public no more. Say that in the green room. Say it when we amongst ourselves.
But I just felt like I could tell y'all right now. I thought it was 4 OJs.
I know you were good, B. I know you good in your life, but as a black man, I had said that, man.
I was like, what happened to the other one? Where's he at? And it was.
Did you get him mixed up with somebody else?
I thought I heard OJ's, but I'm thinking of the 4 Tops. I don't know, y'all. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. Look, John Cole told me don't admit that. Listen, man, I can be real with my people, man.
Oh, you can't. Not public.
I was just playing. I was just joking. It was a joke. It was a joke.
What did Ty look at you like?
Oh, she rolled with me. She rolled with me. We didn't know. You know what I'm saying? She held me down.
I mean, but you being a former dancer and all.
Yeah, I would dance to the OJs though. You know what I mean?
I used to.
I mean.
Wait. The Queens dance to the OJs?
Absolutely.
Y'all had
You
a
know, we
drill.
grew up on that on Saturday mornings, honey, cleaning up, listening to that stuff.
They had a. She was 8 years old with a drill to the OJs.
Absolutely. OJ's, Earth, Wind, and Fire, all that.
Y'all
Hey.
was September.
He said they had a drill to September.
Do you remember?
I wasn't drilling in. Y'all. I was cleaning then. I was cleaning then.
Hey, they smoked a little reefer after every drill.
No, we wasn't doing drugs. We wasn't doing drugs.
I think trying to come for you, Kofi.
Oh, that's funny. No, okay. I see Rita Stewart was had it. Oh my God! What Rita said?
Hey, Rita.
She said she grew up to Earth, Wind, and Fire. Did you have a drill to Earth, Wind, and Fire though?
I said I was cleaning then. I was just cleaning up then.
Okay.
I wasn't drilling then.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hey, that was the trending topics of the day. Now listen, y'all, we're gonna get right into it. The topic of the day is at the bottom of the screen: blended families, the love, the work, the struggles. Like, does it work? Are you involved in one? Do you have any issues with it? Is it all peaches and cream and a little? So,
great.
So, and what we mean by, I know everybody know what a blended family is. If two people get together, they already had a prior family, they try to put it together and make it work. You know, so we out here. We want everybody to participate. In a few minutes, we're gonna tap in and we're gonna let you in. Go ahead, OC. You start it off.
No, I ain't gonna start.
You don't want to start, huh?
I don't, because it's gonna. No, I don't want to set the mood. Tap in, Ray though. Tap in, Ray.
Yeah, we gonna tap whoever in. Okay, listen. You want me to start it? All right. I think me personally,
I'm silly with it.
I see a lot of blended families. I am a product of a blended family, and there really is a lot of love that has to go into a blended family. And me I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but I do see relationships where people jump into it too quick and they don't understand everything it takes, and that's where the problem. Because listen, in the blended family, you have to treat their kids just their own kids.
And you remember.
And I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say like that's a very hard thing to do for somebody. This is the best example that I can give somebody. If your child likes chocolate chip cookies, and it's two cookies, it's one chocolate chip and it's one peanut butter, and you bought the cookies, and your other child from the blended family say, "Well, I don't want the peanut butter cookie. I want the chocolate chip." You be like, "No, eat the peanut butter cookie." You be like, "No, well then you ain't getting nothing then." Because you know, like my baby eats chocolate chip cookies. I bought this cookie. He should be happy that he's getting the cookie.
So why wouldn't you split the cookie?
You're logical. Is everybody that logical? Is what I'm saying, Kofi.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
Personally, from all your homies, all of them. And you know they get in with blended families and things of that nature. Do you see that working out, or do you see that not working out? What's the majority of it? What's the what do you see as an outsider looking in?
It depends on the couples. It's all individuals.
Out of all your homies, all of us who've been in them blended joints.
Out of all of you,
do you see it working out more or less? From all of us.
See, again, I look at it a little different than that because I look at the relationship. Now, I'm no psychic or nothing like that, but when you're on the outside looking in, you can almost see signs with people. Like, fam, she don't give you a key to the house. I don't think it's gonna work. You know, like little stuff like that. So if it ain't working on that level, the blended family part is just another level of it. So when we looking at the kids in that situation, a lot of people are together for convenience.
That is absolutely true, but I'm like you, and I think our whole family is kind of created that way. I'm a product of a blended family. I had a stepfather at some point, even though my father was in my life, my grandfather was in my life. But when my mom got married, her husband family became a part of our lives. And now I got a extended grandparents and an extended family from them. And not only that, before that even happened, when my mom get married, we had cousins, uncles that had children. They may have one kid with a woman, but that kid came with two children. But those were our cousins. And
Absolutely.
had we said anything different, then that would have been an issue within our family. So I guess when you're kind of raised like that, it comes more natural for you to be able to exemplify that, you know, because it's not hard for me. And I look at it like you do the same thing you would do with a neighbor's kid, with the person kid that you're with, you know.
That sounds great, but
Yeah.
I literally see, and I'm not saying anybody in general, but I see people together, and I can tell that they not really feeling the other person's kid. Like they just like, and if somebody don't like your kid, I don't see how the relationship is gonna work.
All right, well, I'm gonna keep it.
Can I say this though? How is that
on.
kid? You may not like that kid either, and you the parent.
But that's not the point though. If you together, that's what I'm saying. If like you like your kid, if somebody else don't like them, but if y'all together, you supposed to accept that kid as your own. And a lot of people
still may not even like your own child's conduct, so it can be more understandable why someone else isn't tolerable of that conduct.
But listen, it's different when it's not yours. I'm gonna give you another example. And again, I'm just being devil's advocate tonight.
Yeah.
Check this out. If you had to change when you change your child's diaper, right? When you change your child's diaper, it could be a horrible diaper. Somebody you're like, oh my God, this is disgusting, whatever. But when you got to change somebody else's diaper, it's almost like, oh my God, I can't. What is they feeding this baby? Like, because it's just different. And and again, I'm that kid. I'm just speaking. All right.
I don't know. I guess I had some strong women that just did not show me that. They didn't make it look hard. They didn't make it look like it was hard for them to blend families or love on someone else's child.
Let me read some of these comments real quick. Rita said exactly. I don't know what she was exactly into. You got to reply to that because that was a few minutes ago. John Cole said, "You so right. Who the hell split cookies?"
Children.
Glow said, "What do cookies have to do with anything?" Glow, it was just an analogy. Stu said, "Ain't nobody getting cookies. He eating them both." What Tree said is very commendable when men step up to marry women with children, even so with the woman who take on a man's children. Amen. That's commendable.
It is.
Sin Tyler said, "This is exactly how you do us." I don't know what you do, Cole, but that's what she said.
She said what?
That's exactly how you do us. Rita said, "Never hold it against the kids." Tree said, "Right, Kofi. Both parents may not like the kid, but will love and care for them." Mel said, "Totally different stories. Kids are innocent. Nobody outside the family knew his sons were not my biological children. Hell, some family members didn't know." And Rita gave thumbs up. Okay, y'all, listen. I totally get it. I'm not saying that it's not commendable or all that, but I'm just being realistic of what things I've observed. Again, I am one of those kids. I lived a great life. I was raised
Yeah.
show love uh by my family. I I'm gonna let somebody else talk, then I'm gonna be real vulnerable.
I'm gonna
Go ahead.
say this though. I think when you find people that's doing that kind of stuff, then that's just not somebody I think you should even want to take up with. You
I
know,
won't.
a person that would treat any child in a different fashion. You know, I just think that it's an issue with that. That's just like a teacher in a classroom or walking past a kid that hurt themselves because it's not your kid. You gonna just let the kid be hurt?
No, see, I think you're looking at it wrong. A lot of times it's not even intentional. You got look again. I use the cookie because that's so simple and people don't even think of it like that. But okay, you buy two outfits, right? You buy two outfits. You buy a red one and a blue one. You buy the red one for your stepchild, and you bought the blue one for your child. All right, but he don't want the blue one. He wants the red one.
Then you say not this time. The next time you get to choose your color. But why don't we know your kid color? Why don't you know the color of what they would want?
I'm saying that you bought it. And you
Yeah.
you had in your mind this is what you wanted, and he said, "No, I
Yeah.
want that one, Mama."
So then you would say,
So-
not this time. I bought this one for you. I understand that you don't like the blue. You want the red one, but not this time. Because guess what? It's going to be that with your own child at some point. The same thing that you got to do with somebody else's child, you have to do with you. Let me give it to you like this. I had a lot of kids, and I always kept other children, even though I had a lot of my own kids, because regardless if I took on other people's kids or not, I still had to take care of children. So for me to take on 2 or 3 more kids didn't bother me because I was already doing kid stuff.
And I want to let y'all notice that this is not all about mistreating kids. I'm using hypotheticals because of seeing things I'm seeing. I'm not saying I'm seeing people mistreat kids. I'm using hypotheticals to try to prove a point. Okay. Now let me read some comments real quick. I don't lost myself where I'm at. Did I read this one already? Both parents may not like the kid, but love and care for him. Glow said nobody outside the family knew his son. I read that already, didn't I? Glow said she gonna have to put a hat on and join in. Glow, we gonna let people tap in a few minutes.
Tap in, Glow.
We want
tap
you to.
in on it.
You say ain't no difference when you choose to be a family. I agree. We exchanged the blue one for another red one. Oh, look at Stacy. Okay, all right. I seriously can't relate to your example because that was not my experience. Okay, all right, I get it. So check this out. When it comes to blended families and disciplining kids.
Oh, that's a tough one.
What's so tough about it? It's the same thing.
Well, I think that here's the fine line with that for me. I think that relationship definitely has to be built before you just charge in acting as if you've been there the whole time. I don't think that's fair to anyone. You wouldn't want nobody to come at you like that you feel foreign to. So children are little people. That's not appropriate.
If I believe if you have that person in your house as a parent, if that's their title, they feeding and they providing all that, they had a right to discipline that kid.
I believe that too.
But people like, oh, that's a fine line right there.
I just think that even though all of those things are true, I still think that you should try to build a personal relationship with that child instead of just throwing out dictations to them because you pay the bills and you buy food. you know, you still have to put more into children than that.
Absolutely. Well, let me read it. Tree said it's hard work though. Amen. They all, Stacy said
It
they all
is.
get beat the same. Ashcott Jones said nope, it's not. What you mean by nope, it's not? Please elaborate. I don't know what you're talking about. Glow said I agree with Kofi Tyler, and again I can't relate. Dre Love said you're gonna need an after hours episode and 5 more parts to this. Hey, we can do it. We can do that.
Yes. Yes.
Nikki said I think convo has to be had first. All right, y'all. Listen, I'm just gonna put this out here. I believe y'all are giving perfect world scenarios, like y'all saying. In the perfect world, this is what I'm just saying. What I've seen, and again, I'm not. I'm supposed to be totally vulnerable right now. And look. Sean Shaw said, "Ain't nobody whooping her baby." So this dude, and I see it a lot. I do see that a lot.
Yeah.
I see it a lot. Stacy said, "I can relate. I established the rules for everyone and provide the same." Now, all right, I'm gonna say this, y'all. I'm just to be totally vulnerable. All right. Growing up in a blended family, the other side of the family, they embraced me. They treated me. In my eyes, they treated me no different than anybody else. But I, as the kid, always felt a little different. No matter what, and that's not on them per se, but that was on me. But I'm being purely vulnerable, and I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings or anything like that. But when my father died, right, when he passed, in the obituary, it said that he was also a father to me and my brother. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that did something to me because no matter what, they treated me the same. But at the end of the day, on that paper, it separated it. Like, also, he was a father to Ron and Roy. You get what I mean?
I get that. I really do get that. But here's the thing. I think that kind of shows character in whom we be dealing with too, on how people do things. Because everybody don't do things the same way.
No, I'm not saying that, but my point is that all these years in my life, I'm treated the way that like nobody ever mistreated me. I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
But
I got it.
I always felt, but me, knowing you feel a little different. You feel like an outsider.
Well, see, I had the opposite experience. When my stepfather died, we were all labeled in his obituary as his children. So that's what I mean. I think it kind of reflects on the character of, different people that you have to deal with.
See, I wouldn't question anybody's character. I don't think there was any ill feelings towards it.
To say that because everybody do things differently, just like you had that experience, I had the opposite experience. They didn't label me as a stepchild.
No, I agree with what you're saying, but my point is that everybody says they treat you that it's easy. You treat the kids the same, yeah, and they did. I'm not saying they didn't, but at the end of the day, there was a difference. That's the point I'm trying to. That's the point I'm trying to. Let me read some of these comments real quick. Depending on the relationship they have with the other parent can determine the level of discipline you enact. Dre Love said, "Tag me in, fam." Glow said, "Me too, Dre. My
Tap,
meds done
tap
wore off."
in, y'all.
Nikki said, "Absolutely." Ron, that's a personal experience for it's not, however, universal rule. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a universal rule. I'm going off of my experiences, and
Yeah.
what I'm saying is what I'm watching. Look, Ashcott said my stepfather never whooped me or disciplined me. He just told my mother on me. However, it made me not respect him. But when I got grown, I realized it may have been because my father was in my life, but not. But now that I'm grown, he should have kicked my butt at least once. See,
Well,
this get deep,
that's
y'all.
what I'm saying about my stepfather. They never made me feel excluded when his life ended. We were put in his obituary as his children. They never made that difference or even put that out there like that. They never did that.
I put the link in the comments. We're
Tap
gonna let some
in,
people.
y'all.
We're gonna let some people tap in. We
Let's
probably
hear
gonna
some
do.
more opinions on this one,
We probably
y'all.
gonna do one or two at a time. OC, you good?
I mean, I'm the one who always deal with that. Coming in
Yeah.
lives who got children. I mean, just my last kid mother, I knew her kids before we had our baby. I loved her.
Mm-hmm.
I loved my son. And
Mm-hmm.
I taught her son how to try to, man up a little bit, learn how to taught him how to cross the street, take him to school every morning. And one day, because when we come home from school, they know they go get a snack, go right to the table. We start doing, they got homework or not, we doing reading and we writing out of a book to, help them with their comprehension, their motor skills, writing. This is something I did every day. And you know what? One day her mother, my girl mother at the time, came over like trying to play with them. I'm like, wait a minute, when they come home from school, this is what they doing. She was like, you're not their father. And her mama, and she didn't check her mama the way I felt she should have checked her mama. And I just
Mm-hmm.
said, you know what? You're right. I'm not their father. You're right. And pretty much after that, I pretty much checked out the whole relationship. And to be honest, I understand the discipline part. I get all that. You know how people may feel or whatever, whatever, whatever. However, but let's get something perfectly clear here. If my woman is dating and I got black male children, if you're not finna, if I'm not around for whatever reason because of prison or something like that, I don't know why niggas just ain't around necessarily. I mean, whatever, however that may be. But women, and in my situation, I just seen a lot of women create the they create a wedge between the biological father and the child.
They will. You absolutely right. And I agree with that, OC.
And I honestly, I'm speaking from experience where I dealt with. I was bogus with mamas. I ain't gonna lie around you, even though I was, I mean, but it was on a funny tip. But I love the kids, man. I bought everybody. You know what I'm saying? Just the last girl I was with, everybody had Jordans. Everybody had fresh shoes and all this. And I did more for her kids than I actually done for my very own child because my child can't
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
take that from a person. I mean, it's just like women just use these kids like little puppets, man. So
They
now
do.
my take is, and it's gonna be a cold one, man. I don't want to meet your kid. I don't even care how many kids you got because I don't want to meet them. It don't matter how many kids I got because you're not gonna meet my kids. And I'm not gonna meet your kids, and I'm not trying to be with your kids. I'm not gonna teach your kids nothing because if I'm out
Well, guess what? I agree with that, OC, because before I was with my husband and when I, had my children and stuff and was dating, I didn't let men meet my children. I didn't want them to try to build a relationship with my kids, and I didn't know if I would even see them again. I didn't do that. I didn't expose them to everyone that I knew or maybe liked or any of that. That's not even appropriate.
Man, I think for men who really live it, like being a single man out here, I mean, women, you, and then but you the good person though. So obviously, if I seen little buddy and them doing wrong, or I can pull a coat or something, I'ma share and elaborate, and I'ma, cuff little buddy and tell him what's right and what's wrong, and get with him. But if the kid gonna be a problem, and I see like he gonna, oh man, you with my mama, I'm gonna have to, get rid of the child some type of way by like social services or something like that.
Stop.
But
Here we go with the jokes.
not for the deal with no kid trying to do nothing to me. I mean, he gotta go.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna be now. This is what they say. This is with God's love.
Yeah,
This is with God's love right here. Growing up, I believe I was always wiser than my years. All right, I always believe that. I was a quiet kid. I used to observe a lot, and it's so many levels of this. Now I'm just talking. When my mother got remarried, right, and this is the dude that I call this dude. He helped raise me, make me a man. So all praises due to God for that. You know what I'm saying? That's my dad. No question about it. So
at the end though,
you said what?
But his family slighted you at the end.
It I ain't gonna lie, it hurt. That really hurt me. But
it hurt me.
I'm gonna tell you this. Like, I swear to God, all my life, I was waiting for it. Like I almost knew that would happen. I don't know why, but I always thought that. But being that I was going through that situation, I saw how hurt his kids were. That I'm living with it. I'm living with their daddy, and I'm getting, you know what I mean? I seen that and I felt it between them. So I promised myself that I said, if I ever have kids, I will only have kids with one person, because I couldn't stand to look at my child in the face and he wondering why you going to stay with them and you're not staying with me.
Yeah, and that is very hard
that crushed me. You know what I mean?
That's very hard for children too, and it is hard. But here's another factor that we have to keep in mind, that when parents don't belong with one another, and they're in a house with their children and they really don't belong with one another, it can become so awful.
Yeah, but
it's
real toxic.
It would be so toxic, and that all rains down on the children.
I'm gonna pause real quick.
I believe that. Okay, go ahead.
No, the link is at the bottom of the thing. We're gonna let some people tap in. A lot of people want to get in. It's a heated conversation. We're gonna try to limit everybody to a couple minutes at a time so everybody can have something to say. All right, go ahead, Cole. Let's sorry.
Do 2 at a time.
Copy the link right there. I put it in the comments. It's at the bottom under the picture. This StreamYard.com E2DDDXZFTVK. Copy that link and we'll let you in. All right. I'm sorry, Cole. Go ahead.
But I feel like if the parent that is gone and he or she is with that other person, you have to make sure that your children stay just as involved as you are with the other kids. Then no one feels like that.
The mamas be like, "Oh, you gonna be with that white girl, and she, you're gonna take care of the
and it's like OC said, it comes down to how the mothers and the parents and how people are conducting themselves, where it fall all apart.
It's been messy for me since day one in that department, and all I can say is this right here. I try to make jokes about it and laugh just to keep pushing, but I'm hurt, man.
Yeah, I'm hurt for real. Hey, we go ahead, OC. Then I'm tapping Dre Love in.
Go ahead, tap him in.
Okay.
Hey,
how y'all doing? Good.
Hi, Dre Love. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, before you
Thanks for
start,
having
Dre,
me.
anybody just take the link. It's gonna put you here. We're gonna tap you in.
Okay.
Turn your volume down, Dre.
Hey, how y'all doing? Good people.
We're good,
Wow.
Dre. Thanks for joining us.
First of all, you thugging for Jesus? I mean, like what is this? Turn your volume down, Dre.
All right.
You good? Go ahead. Dre Love, thank you for tapping in with
I
us on
can't
this.
hear you, cuz.
You can't hear us?
Hold on, man.
I hear you.
Yeah, we hear
I
you
can
fine.
hear you too.
You good?
Y'all can hear me? I can't hear y'all.
You can't hear us?
You got that mask on.
All right, listen, check this out. This is what we're gonna do. I know what to do. All right, we good now. So dig this though. First of all, this is a very not only good but timely and needed topic. So I salute you on that. Y'all see I wear glasses now too, y'all. How Gucci is that?
Oh, okay, for eye.
And this here right here, I'm not thugging for Jesus, Ron. I did hear you. I just know OC is on here. And I apologize to y'all for not getting to the shop. You know, I've been a little bit sick. But at any rate, there's a couple of things that come into play, a couple of things that have to be factored in.
Elder, I just want you to know, I'm gonna limit you a couple minutes. I'm trying to get everybody in. All right,
that's perfectly fine, sir. I heard you.
Okay.
I got beef with you already.
We'll handle that after the show. The green
room. Did you get my message?
I didn't check it yet. I've saved it for later.
Well, you have a J Prince courtesy style message. At any rate, there's a couple of things to take into consideration. One, we have to hold ourselves to a certain esteem, and we have to be careful who we are interacting with and who we're dealing with. A big problem is that we are promiscuous. We casually have sex and we get pregnant. We end up with a kid. We're not building families. We get somebody pregnant and we got a baby, and then and that contributes to broken homes. Other people are feeling the same way. But even in said situations, we come from a family. Henrietta Tyler, rest in peace. I probably was 30 years old when I found out, or when I at least realized that she was not my biological auntie, that she was married to my uncle. So we grew up in a family where if you hear, you hear. There's a certain amount of respect, but you also have to already anticipate that there may be some struggles with a child who desires or misses or can't understand why his or her mother or father is not present or actively involved. And as a mature adult, then you have to be prepared to kind of deal with that on certain levels. You also have to communicate with whoever you're dealing with, establish some rules, find out some things about the kid that you may not already know. You know what I mean? Excuse me, this is, I have a daughter, my oldest daughter. And she's living with me, but she went back to her mother, and her mother husband I wasn't feeling some things. So I rolled up on Pimp Buddy, you know what I mean? But when I rolled up on him, I had a conversation with him and I said, listen, that's your house. I got nothing to do with that. That's your house. But there are some things that you may not be aware of concerning her. And I'm asking you, when it comes to that, reach out to me. You being does not exclude me of my duties. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if we can communicate, then we can work together. But the bottom line is this: respect. We have to respect one another. And if you love somebody, then you have to come into it knowing that they have a child or children, and you have to say, okay, well, how does this work? And you just got to communicate, but you got to approach it the right way. And whoever wrote that in that obituary may not have meant any harm, but if they did, they was bogus from Jump Street. But guess what? It never had anything to do with the way he treated you.
Absolutely.
It don't matter what you like.
Those are some great factors, Dre Love.
Hold on, Dre. You ain't got to leave, but let me get somebody else in. I got Sister Stacy. Sister Stacy right here.
How are you?
All the way from the West Side, California love.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey, I think you have me muted.
No, I don't. I hear you. Thank you for
Oh, you hear
tapping
me?
in. Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
for having me. So I have a lot of experience in this area. I married into 6 children with no kids.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
And so blended families is very unique, but you have to
Yes.
be open-minded, one, and as the gentleman just said, you have to establish some parameters and some rules on how you're going to govern yourself. And
Absolutely.
children are totally innocent, but it's the adults that have to come to an agreement on how things are going to be handled. And
Yeah.
it takes you to go woman to woman.
Say that again. Say that again. Say that again. You got to repeat that.
It takes the adults. Children are innocent. It takes the adults to establish an understanding and agreement to work together as a partnership in raising these children. And so for me, and I put it in the chat earlier on Facebook that if I can't chastise or parent your child, I can't provide resources. You can't ask me to be a provider in resources, whether it's my time, my money, or any of those areas, and then want to pull back and say, oh, you don't have any rights. You can't do such and such. No, that's not how it's going to work. So a couple of things, you have to establish the groundwork, the foundation. So when you come into a relationship with someone or you're dating someone that has children, first of all, I'm not going to deal with your children while we just dating. I'm not going to say anything to your children when we're dating. But when we establish a true foundation where I am coming into we're coming into marriage and we're establishing a lifetime commitment, that comes to a whole nother ball game altogether. So now you and the individual that you're with, if you're a female, the male, and the male with a woman that you're coming in with that has children, you'll have to come to an understanding that I'm here for the long haul. I'm your wife and I'm going to be respected as such. I'm speaking from a female perspective. And in doing that, there's only one queen bee in this household, and that will be me.
Absolutely.
And in establishing that I'm the queen, then I have to talk to their mother at some point, or you are going to have to talk to their mother with me present so that we can all get an understanding. Because again, there's only one queen bee, and how I run my household is how I run my household. And if you have a problem with how I run my household, and I've said this and I said it flat-footed in their face, if you have a problem with my household and how I do things, keep your crumb snatchers over there. And I will gladly allow the father to be a part of their life at your house. Meaning, go get your kids, his kids, and deal with them. But you have to establish that relationship and that rapport.
What's your name again? I'm sorry, I missed it.
I'm Stacy.
All right, Stacey. Well, just a few things just kind of went over my head. I was just kind of didn't understand when you mentioned that you said your resources wouldn't be there, and you would not provide any resources such as finances.
Right. You can't.
What you do with the money anyway? How you get the money?
I work. What you mean? How I get the money?
Shouldn't you get it to your man?
Excuse me? What language are you speaking?
I'm speaking. Come on now. I mean, come on now. You know you ain't that far gone from it now.
Stacy, look, we're gonna go back to topic. I think you gave some very, very great views.
Yeah. He talk about money, a whole nother thing. Y'all had a conversation about that one night, and I was like, y'all don't want me to get into this because you are entitled to having your money, and I'm gonna have my money, but we're gonna run the household off of a household account. But when you start asking me to do stuff with my personal money,
you ain't finna have no money. Where you get this from, Dre? Where she get that from?
Hey, OC, you know who that is?
This Tynese's sister.
That's
This is Tynese's big sister.
Yeah. Hey, look.
I don't think you want to go down that road. You don't want to go down that road.
Hey, I tried to do this to you, B. You weren't looking.
But I think it's an understanding. It's an understanding.
Stacey, you gave some very great views. I agree with a lot of it. And like you said, and I said earlier, I think you have to be dealing with mature people. You cannot be dealing with people that are not on the level to deal with that. Period.
Or like her, where women would like a man who got a woman and she accepting it and she laying it down like that. It's more women who are more susceptible to that versus women with the men. that's men, it's they like, oh, forget him. They gonna leave me alone, get to mess with Dre. Leave Dre alone, get to mess with Ron. Leave Ron alone.
They don't leave once they get with Ron. They don't leave once they get with Ron. Done dollar right there.
So who's our other guest?
We got Brother Breezy on here.
Okay, let's hear what Breezy got to say.
Hey, thank you for tapping in, man. I appreciate it.
No doubt. I wouldn't be anywhere in the world besides here.
So all day.
My experience come from both angles. So being raised in the house with my stepfather, having my biological father in my life, and then also becoming an adult, father of 5, and then marrying a woman who had 2 kids. And I agree with everybody on the panel has said so far. Communication is definitely key. But a blended family is probably the most complex thing I've ever done in my life. I've had many feats and done many things that were difficult, but a blended family was definitely the hardest. Because there's so many different opinions, there's so many different experiences that you have to melt all into one. Understanding that your household rules, like Stacy said, ain't the same as somebody else's household rules. Their mama or their daddy, whoever. And if you let those outside influences penetrate into your household, it will cause confusion because the kids will always play whichever side works best for them. So if your rules and everything it's good for them right now, but then when you tell them don't do something, then as mama, she said I couldn't do this. And then it becomes a war between the two. But as long as the two parents that's in the one household have an understanding, and like y'all said, have established some rules and some guidelines, those outside forces shouldn't really affect it so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One thing OC said that was a very good point, like when he spoke on how the woman's mother stepped in. And I think OC threw his hands up because the woman did not respond appropriately.
Right.
Now she's with OC and the mother come in. I have a mother. I love my mother dearly. But if she's in my home and my husband is disciplining my family, I would say, look, Mom, I know you got a right to your opinion, but this isn't your place. And when she didn't set that tone, that would have made me feel like, too, look, maybe I'm not dealing. That would have been a red flag for the parent, not the child.
No, not the child. But you know what? I want to say one thing. I want to add to this from the man point of view, from a man perspective, from a man messing with a woman. You know, the sad part about all of this is I was with this woman with her kids, helping her kids, and I got other kids. I got biological kids that I'm not even taking care of all the way. And I'm being real right now, all the jokes to the baseline. Especially if a brother out here and he doing a little wrong and do right, man, and you doing it with these unappreciative people, man, that's what makes me just feel like, just want to really just throw both of my hands and be like, I gotta definitely mess with somebody who really equally yoked to me.
Yeah,
that's what it's about, man.
That is.
And because everybody ain't like Stacy. Like I got my kids. Everybody not like you because on the real, because you only get that from a mother instinct, from real mother. And you don't have to have no kids to be having that natural maternal instinct and love for them kids. You know what I'm saying? And you were the man that got 6 kids. I mean, and you took that on. I mean, you're an amazing woman.
That is very amazing and commendable.
And if that man ain't telling you that, I'm telling you, man, you're an amazing woman. And that's $5 gift card at Applebee's.
She can get 2 wings with that. Just 2 wings.
Whatever she can get.
So guess, would you like to add anything else in?
No, hold on. I gotta get Glow on here. Hold on. I gotta get Glow on
here. Let's get Glow.
Hold on. Glow been waiting. Glow, what's up?
Okay. Hey y'all.
Hi, Glow. Thanks for joining us tonight.
I earned my title tonight because I was slow when I tried to figure out how to get on this link. But listen here, what was that subject again? Repeat that subject. The topic.
Okay, I'm going to put it up for you, so you
The
can hear.
Repeat that topic.
on
Blended families, the love, the work, the struggles. Hey, turn your phone down.
That's my grandbaby.
Turn your phone
Can
down.
you hear me?
You echo.
Trying to get away.
Cause it's echoing. There you
Is
go.
it still there?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So a lot of the things that you were speaking on, I kept commenting that I couldn't relate because of my personal situation.
Yeah.
And listening to Kofi and Dre, I would like to think that I was an example to them as far as blended families, because Kofi and Dre, I'm the big cousin. But I'm the cousin that introduced them to faith and God first.
Yes.
I didn't introduce them to music and dance and all of that, because I introduced them to God, faith, and prayer.
Yeah.
And
Amen.
when I met my husband, I was on child number 3. And he was on child number 4. My number 3 and his number 4 were 6 months apart in age.
I was getting it.
I was breastfeeding my number 3 and holding his number 4 on the other side with a bottle under my chin.
Absolutely.
So I came from being a mother of 3 to a mother of 5. And they all grew up under the same household, under the same rules, under the same, you know what I'm saying?
Them your babies right now.
My husband, we were drawn to each other for some reason. To a mother, and I always felt like that reason was to help us raise each other's children. All grew up under the same household, under the same rules, under the same, you know what I'm saying? My husband, no, but listen here. Listen here. They also knew who their other side of the family was. So my kids got like double sets of grandparents and double sets of cousins and all of that. My kids grew up with Kofi kids.
That's a beautiful thing.
So I couldn't relate to a lot of the things that you were saying. So it's about the person. It don't have anything to do with the children or how you discipline them or any of that. It's about the person. If you have a natural love and you're drawn to that, we had struggles. Yeah, that's one of the things. Struggles. Trust me, we had many struggles. Many. But I tell people all the time, I raised 8 children. I gave birth to 6 and I raised 8.
And them your babies right now.
When my son was murdered in July, those children were not listed as stepchildren. They've never been called stepchildren. I knew the responsibility I was taking on when I took it.
And can I say
they were listed as brother and sister?
Right.
They don't make it like that.
We didn't even know that. Right. Most people didn't even know that she had stepchildren.
Okay.
I had one cousin tell me.
Hold on. I got hold on 1 second. I got somebody else getting on. Hold on 1 second. I'll let you come back.
Okay.
Nikki G.
Right.
Nikki G, turn your phone down.
Good views, no blows. Good point.
Hold on.
Hey, real quick, calm down. Listen, everybody, when you come in, what's happening is you have to close your Facebook window. It's playing in the background, and that's what you're hearing. So if you come into the StreamYard, then close your Facebook all the way out. So you won't be seeing yourself on Facebook, but you will see yourself on StreamYard. Amen.
Amen. Now we get into the offertory part of our services. Cash App to
hilarious.
Oh, Nikki G. Nikki G, it's on you.
All right. You need to unmute me.
I did unmute you. We hear you.
All right. So for me, like I am a product of like a blended family. When my mother first got married, you know, a lot of times it has to do with the kid itself. I was the kid that caused the trouble because I did not like her husband. And I would not do anything to make their relationship right because it was just like something about it. So I constantly just caused trouble till she finally let me go stay with my grandmother. Now, on the other hand, with my grandmother, our whole family was blended. So we never separated anybody. Me, Kofi, never. It like, we were just like one. But going back to my mother, her husband always, I don't know, he just wanted to be like the real dominant one. Like, you know.
Like a man is.
No, he was really a butthole. This is what I'm saying. He was like really a butthole trying to just come into a situation and change everything and take over. Mm-hmm. But when his daughter moved in, then I could really see the situation because he allowed his daughter to do any and everything that she wanted to do. But when it came to me, it was always a problem. It was always, I can't do this, I can't do that. So I kept myself in activities because I was always trying to plot a way to get out. I used to climb out the window because I hated being there, which in turn will cause strife between him and my mom. But at the time, I didn't care. So I feel like kids play a big part in how the other person, whoever coming into relationship, is treating, you know, treating the kids or whatever.
Well, absolutely.
Can I ask you this though, Nikki? Now, I had said earlier that I think it's very important for people to build relationships with children before just trying to be dominant over them like they've been in their life their whole lives.
Right.
Do you think had he handled you differently, your feeling would have been different, correct?
Yes, it would have, because he came in out the blue and they was married, like never knew about him. So here this man coming into our house, it's always been me, my mother, my brother. That's all I know. And all of a sudden this man is here and he coming in like, go to your room, do this. You got to be in here. Talk on the phone, do this, da, da, da. And I'm just like,
Well, who
are you? Can I
who are you in that room?
Can I share something with you? But part of that was was the mother's responsibility to sit you all down from the beginning to say, hey, I am reestablishing myself in a relationship, and this man, whoever, let's just say Joe, is going to be my husband, and he is going to be the man of this house at this point. And so when he speaks, it's like I'm speaking, right? So if he asks you to do something, you need to move and do it. I mean, you're going to be a kid. There's still avenues of children being children that are going to be, I mean, even your own kids, you tell them to do something, they don't necessarily do it right then. You may have to say it a second time. But when they're speaking to you, or when he's speaking to you, you're going to have to respect him as the authority figure that he is and do what he tells you to do. But there should have been consequences for that. But that's because it wasn't established. That's what I'm saying. You have to establish that. You have to establish that relationship. And when you have an issue, I mean, because it wasn't peaches and cream for me, when you have an issue with something where they're not doing those things and you're not getting you need to be getting the support of your mate to support and back what you're saying, right? And when you don't get that, then that's another conversation that you have in the green room, as Kofi would say. Let's go to the green room, and let's do this
one thing I can say, guys, that always have worked for me, even if my husband and I are not in agreement on how we handle children, because that's a whole nother subject.
That's a whole nother topic.
Right. How men and women handle things, and how we want to punish, and what extreme we want to go to, and so on. So with me and what always works for me, and that has never failed for me, regardless of my husband or not, I build my own relationship with people.
Absolutely.
And when you do that, you can't go wrong.
Can I just say
you're
something?
Putting the time in, you're putting the energy in, you're putting the work in, and all of that equals at the end respect, even if you're not getting it all at that time.
Hey, but Kofi, can I just say something to you? You really held yours down, though. I mean, you kind of, and I'm being 100 here, you really held, like you had your kids, regardless.
Well, and the thing is, and I'm sure y'all all agree, for me, love is the key to all things. The way you love on the children, when you love on the children, it's gonna build a certain rapport. I don't have my Facebook on, so I don't know what that is.
I think that's you, Glow.
I got you though.
When you love on them and you show them love, even when they're, because I had two that were rebellious. They were rebellious, and rejecting, like, I don't have to listen to her. I'm gonna love on you anyway, in spite of. And as I love on you, in time, you're gonna understand that I have your best interest at heart. But you're still gonna conform.
Yes.
Let me say this quickly.
I'm at you.
Whom the Lord loves,
He chastises.
Okay, so discipline is a part of love.
That's
but let
right.
me say this. As I'm listening, I'm gonna be honest, as I'm listening, I start to wonder, what are we talking about? Because there's a key word in here that I think we really need to start to focus on a little bit more, and that's family. We need to define what family is, because if you are a part of this family, you are a part of this family no matter how you got here.
Absolutely.
Whether I adopted you, whether I married your mother, whatever the case is. So we need to define what family is. The other thing is to remember that structurally, protocol never reduces or somehow removes significance. So while I'm the head of this house, I'm the head of this house. That's God's protocol. But it don't mean I'm smarter than my wife. Absolutely. It don't mean I'm more important than my wife. It don't mean I'm better than my wife or anything of that nature. It's just protocol. Just like your supervisor may not be smarter than you. They may not be better at the job than you. But if something happens, it's protocol. Now, that being said, again, we're talking about maturity. That being said, the person that's coming in can't come in with a dictator mentality.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of things that's coming in. You have to come in when dealing with a child, sensitive to the fact that they may feel some kind of way about their biological parent not being readily accessible.
Absolutely.
And you have to be sensitive to that, and you still have to, make sure respect is respect. Right. But you can't come in, on military time.
Right.
And see, when I talk about family, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you what's killing us. We have lost respect for roles. And what I mean by that is this: it's a billion people that don't like Donald Trump. If that man was president, a billion people that didn't like him. And when he walked in the room, all them people that didn't like him shut up and stood up. They respected the role. They respected the office. We have lost respect for the office of a mother. We have lost respect for the office of a father. I grew up in a family where my auntie said something. We might have talked about it and laughed amongst each other, but it is what it is. We respect the role. That's the office. and it kept us out of a lot of things. It helped us tremendously, because right now these kids, it's not that they don't respect your spouse, it's not that they don't respect your companion, they don't respect fathers, they don't respect mothers, they lost respect for the role. And so what we have to do is step in and reintroduce these roles. They have to see a man as a man. The problem is a lot of us have stepped. Let's be honest. A lot of us have stepped it. So we all got to step it up. Ron, I'm sorry, I don't want to take your time.
No. Go ahead, OC.
I just want to. Now, what's your sister-in-law name again?
Stacy.
Yeah, Stacy. You want me to wet my hair?
You know what? Stop it. No.
Okay, never mind. I can make it. I can wet it though. Go ahead though.
I'm going to go back to Glow. Glow, you got something? I'm gonna give you 2 minutes, Glow.
Nah, I think. Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you
go
just fine.
back to Glow.
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing that got me was the topic.
Yeah.
So I think it needs to be broken down into different sessions, because you can't cram all of this into one session with, you know, you said something about love, something about struggle, and
they
need to be broken.
And
different
all of those things, they come in phases. You understand what I'm saying?
No doubt.
They come in phases. There have only been 2 men that have been around my children.
Yes.
And that's my son Cornelius's father, Greg. Everybody in the family know him. And my husband Cornelius. Everybody in the family knows him. But that don't mean, it's what it is. What it is.
But see,
those were the 2 men that I trusted to be around my children. And I didn't have babies with those men until 5 years into the relationship. Almost 4 or 5 years. So they weren't like
can I
in
say
for
this,
6 or 7 months. And there was a struggle with that as well. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying I can't just jump in here and I gotta touch on everything that you put in that topic. Because I've been through it all. And it goes back to the person.
Don't sleep with her.
That's right.
The problem is we having sex. People not trying to have families. People having sex and getting pregnant. If you don't think she's fit to be the mother of your child, don't sleep with her.
Right.
That's real.
That it come down to that.
Right.
And if you think she fit to
I've
be
been
the mother
married
of your
for 22
child,
years
man,
this year.
But you know what? If that is
I was in it for the long haul.
But you know what, Dre? That is so true. But here's my thing. Dre, here's my thing with that, because that is a big factor and we know a lot of that is going on. Okay, so when that happens, children are born still, right? So what part I'm not understanding is, why are the adults so selfish? And I got to go back to what OC say, where the women start playing the children as pawns, just all of that different stuff. That goes back to the adult's character. It don't have nothing to do with these children, but it has everything to do with these grown folks and how they're performing.
Because let me just say it like this before I take off. If I'm looking at you and you cold and you this, that, and the other, but I wouldn't marry you, I'm being selfish. I'm selfish out the gate.
Right.
I'm gonna say it like this. Most people aren't mature. They're not mature enough to be in a real family situation. So when you bring in these families, 2 separate families together, that the other 2 people weren't mature enough to do it, then you bring in another set that's not mature enough, and they got all they immaturity, they insecurities, and you putting them against these insecurities and they immaturity. You starting all these problems, and at the end of the day, they forgetting that these kids are hurt.
Yeah,
we can say what we want about the parents and all this. Yes, that's a fact. But at the end of the day, these kids are
Yes.
hurting. They hurting.
But that's why I say that it's all the foundation is love. You can't come in as a dictator, as you've already established. But when you show love to all of the children, and you're showing love to each other, right? They understand love covers. The Bible tells us love covers a multitude of
Nikki
sins.
still there?
That's what
So,
love covers a multitude of sins.
So all I'm saying is that it has to be established on love. It can't just be you. You're gonna do what I tell you. No, they have to know that you really love them. And when you do that, it sets a different tone. Is what I'm saying.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this.
Love them.
I've seen men and women for that fact.
And then I feel like too,
hold on once.
Like they don't really respect the person.
Hold on 1 second, Cole. I've seen men and women that have played the real role, like doing their thing, and tried to discipline a child. And when I was saying that insecurities and immaturity of the other parent won't allow them to discipline the kid, and that's why a lot of it turns into that situation. I'm not saying every case, but I've seen that with my own eyes.
But did the parent also show? Oh, the step parent, we'll use that for the term so we can decipher who I'm talking about. The step parent also show the other parent, that they were loving on their children too. So sometimes you only show the other parent the disciplinary side of it, but you're not showing all of the other love that you're providing for them. Because when you do that, when you do show that other parent that you're loving on them and that you have their best interest at heart, I'm gonna give you a prime example. Okay. My oldest son got in some trouble at school. Who was the first parent on the scene?
You.
I was the first parent on the scene. I was the one that said, take his hands out of handcuffs. Listen, get him out of handcuffs. And I pulled him to the side and I said, you're not going to be disrespectful to women. We're not doing that. The principal happened to be a woman. And he was like, I don't have to listen to her. She ain't my mama. And I said, you're not going to be disrespectful. And he's like, and you ain't my mama. I said, today I am. It's either you're going to listen to me or you're going to go to jail. It's one of the two. Because I'm the only one here. Right. So you have to understand that I was showing him love. I called his mom and she was like, I'm at work. I can't leave. Right. And I'm like, I got you, but I need you to understand that he is being disrespectful. And so by the time his father got there, my husband got there, I had already resolved the issue. He was in my car and we ended up going and getting a bite to eat. And we all sat down as a family and we talked about that situation. You see what I'm saying? So you have to establish that love, because it wasn't just me chastising him and dealing with him on that level. It was me loving on him and in his time of need, loving on him and showing his mother that I'm not here to hurt your child. I'm here to love on your child and to partner with you in this experience. So you got to be careful with that. You gotta be careful.
I'm gonna let Ashcott say something. Then I got something to add. Go ahead, Ashcott.
I just got a question to pose to the floor, and the beautiful women here are probably the exclusion to the rule. But why is it a double standard when it comes to a man entering the stepfather role to a woman that has kids, compared to vice versa? I think men are more understanding of a woman having kids and him coming into that family that way than vice versa. It's always almost like a conflict when, especially for a father who's responsible in his children's life or has them. Can I speak
first on that?
I just wanted to propose that question, so I want to let y'all have it. But when I got to the room, it was like one of them arguments where you had some more stuff to say, so I had to come back and get here and just to hear y'all's opinion on this.
This is the thing. Go ahead, Cole.
Can I speak first on that, guys?
Yes, go, please.
I really think that it just shows a form of selfishness from that person that you're dealing with. It just gives, you have to look at the person's character that you're dealing with, because for me and my husband, and it can even not be his child, it could be his mother, his sister, whomever in his family. I speak my piece on different situations, but I never try to put him in a position where he feels like he has to choose, or it's either me or them, because it's not that type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of women get selfish in just what they want, and it's not always about what you want.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna say this.
That's it.
I'm gonna say this. I go back to the immaturity. Like I'm spinning off way. I think what Stacy said, but kind of what Ascot saying. I see. And again, I don't have a blended family right now. I'm a product of a blended family. And again, I was one of those kids that I saw certain things that as a kid I comprehended it on a different level. And so that's kind of what made me what I am. And I promised myself I wouldn't that I'm not mature enough to deal with that. So me and my wife, we have a rule that we established at the very beginning. If there's a situation we were talking about, her mother says something to you, OC. We had a rule that okay, if it's somebody in your family, you go ahead and you do the checking first. You go ahead and you handle that. And if you need backup, I got you. And if it's somebody in my family, that's for me to handle. And if I can't do it, then by all means you come and roll with me and all that. But give me the opportunity to diffuse that situation first. And we had that respect for each other. And so that's why we never had those issues. Not that we didn't have problems, but we didn't have those issues. Now going back to like the parenting piece on it, I see ladies that with that won't even let the biological father discipline their own kids.
Oh,
you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like I literally have seen that, and like what is going on? And so so a lot
I
of
agree.
I've seen it too, Ron, but I think there's a lot more dynamics there. What you're seeing from the outside looking in. Some women feel honestly that if you're not an active participant in a child's life, then you shouldn't be active in the discipline aspect or have the right to say whether you can discipline or not.
No, this dude lived there. This dude pay the bills. I've seen it. I've seen it.
I ain't never seen that.
That's not even how that goes.
I know it don't go like that in normal society, but I've
think
seen
at the end of the day, you still supposed to respect thy mother and thy father.
Absolutely.
Well, a kid is gonna be a kid. I mean, you still got to discipline your kid.
And see, I think like Dre said earlier, I think the problem is like setting a standard.
As a person, like I'm the one out of everybody who on this panel.
Hello.
I'm the one who literally deal with the women with the children, and it's like, damn, you got to deal with however many kids she got, and you got to accept all of us, and it's like, damn, man, I got kids. I'm doing something for this girl and her kids. They ain't even appreciating it. Like I'm out, man, and I just don't even want to personally. I don't even want to deal with no more women with kids no more.
But that doesn't negate you from taking care of your own. I mean, I would respect. This is woman to you from a woman's perspective. If a man's not taking care of his own kids, I wouldn't think that he would take care of mine. So. First of all, that would be a red flag for me. Number one. Number two, I would tell you take care of your kids.
Absolutely.
Take care of your kids.
Right.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to touch in on what's it, Ashcott?
Yeah.
Yeah, his comment. And again, I can't relate because I have to go back to the fact it comes to the two individuals. Like my husband had children, I had children. There's no way I would let anybody around my children that didn't treat their children.
Right. Exactly.
The relationship that he had before, he came. I'm not trying to put nobody's business out there, but I'm just trying to tell my story. There was a struggle, but I need you, Ron, because you touching on the point that you come from a blended family.
Yeah.
I need you to do a show with blended families, because the majority of my children are adults now, and they have told me many things that I didn't know. How they felt about certain things or this, that, and the other. But they all knew that they were all loved the same way.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? But there were relationships that my boys built with my father, with my husband, that I'm just finding out about some little thing, now, because they're adults now, and we talk to each other as adults. My children are adults, and I talk to them as adults now. Even my husband's sons, Lil Boo and Courtney, Kofi know them well. People thought they were my kids. It's about the individual that you decide to be with your children.
That's why I got to have a real sister who knows the struggle, man, who won't appreciate
Nikki,
my
you up
husband
next?
and I have been married for 22 years now. And like I said, when I met him, my baby was 6 months old. My baby was, 6 months old.
I'm gonna read some of these comments, and then Nikki, you next. Hold on. All right, so we got Tree said, I think we were talking about this. The lady wasn't letting the man discipline the kid. She said that's happening in today's society, and the women are wrong for not allowing the man to discipline his own children. Miss Perry said you had those selfish women who will get with a man with kids and not care about him, neglecting them as long as he takes care of her. I see that a lot. I see that.
That's trifling.
I see that a lot. Nikki, go ahead.
Okay, so
absolutely.
When me and my husband first started
dating,
me too. He didn't meet my kids until over a year of us being together. Because once again, I didn't know if we was gonna stay together. Blah blah blah. So once he finally met them, I introduced him. Everything was going good, and after a while, he decided to discipline my child. My firstborn at that, and there's always something about those firstborn kids.
That's your baby.
Yes. And I thought I was going to lose my mind. I thought I was going to lose every inch of ghetto-ness was about to come out. But I caught it, and I had to think. And so, of course, we run out the house and go tell her daddy. And I'm like, oh, Lord, it's finna be something. I'm just like, let me handle it. He get mad. The daddy come over, get mad. I'm just like, listen here. Because this is the man I'm going to be with. I seen it. This is the man I'm going to be with. So we're going to have to establish some type of ground rules. But in the beginning, when I tell you I was heated, I wanted to tear that Negro head off. But I'm just like, no, because she was wrong. And I had to stop and think she was wrong. And then luckily, the father was in a good space. He was just like, yeah, she was wrong. And then they came to an understanding, like you around, you do what you have to do as a parent, even though he don't have any kids, but he have raised my kids as his own since my daughter was 6 years old and just been in our lives ever since. 22 years later, we still together. Man, so, and now they just like thick as thieves. You cannot break the bond. They're closer than her and her father's relationship. So sometimes he needed, and he did, establish. They talked about it, whatever. We all talked about it, but I guess it was something that kind of needed it to happen, in order for things to get right on track. But in the beginning, I was like,
Well, I'm gonna say this again. Shout outs to all the mothers and the fathers who step in and are part of blended families. I know it's tough, and I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I know I was loved, and I was raised in a house full of love, and I was disciplined. I wasn't treated any differently. I'm not saying that, but again,
That was a hurtful statement.
As a child, and that's real. And as a child, I would see certain things. So y'all got to keep in mind. I'm gonna say it one more time that these kids in these situations, when these parents y'all getting together, and a lot of times they reaching out because they're hurting, and it's nothing like the feeling. Okay, look, Kofi and Glow, I met them as I was older in life, like in my teenage. So it's nothing like feeling a part of something. Like when you're like, oh, this is my family. You feel accepted. You feel like you part of something. So people dealing with that. And
Right,
go ahead.
but that's why I'm saying again, it brings me back to the word love, because when you're loving on someone, they're gonna feel like they're a part. It's not something that happens overnight. Let me just say this: it's not something that happens overnight, and you have to be consistent with the love, and you have to be consistent and open-minded and mature enough to understand that it's a transition for everybody. It's a transition for them, and they're dealing with emotions and stuff, especially depending on how the breakup happened between their parents and all of that. All of those emotions play a role. So you have to have an open door policy with the children to have those kind of conversations when they're ready to talk about them. Not always ready to talk about them, but you still got to show that love. And so once you establish that, they're going to start feeling, and I'm not saying that there aren't times that they're like, ooh, I feel some kind of way because I know that's not my real parent or whatever. They're going to have those feelings. There's nothing you can do about that. That's the dynamics of it, right?
Can I say this?
Kofi, go ahead. What happened? Kofi?
Reason.
I lost her.
Okay, can you hear me?
All of y'all, I think everybody threw out very good views, but I have to. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay.
We lost her again.
Go.
Can you hear?
Now we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Am I there?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to say that I have to go back on. I really think it's focused on the two people, the person that you're deciding to get with. The way that the person is handling different situations and how they're handling his children and all of that, that reveals a lot about the person you're dealing with to me.
I think it does, but
it has no reflection on the children. And I'm saying that to say, like, I have 5. Well, I'm meaning it in this way, Rob. I have 5 children with a man that hasn't been very active in my children's life. But even though he hasn't been active in their lives, I still teach my children to respect their father, to honor him. Even if you have feelings towards him, you need to work through that. This is still your parent. And your duty is to respect him, to honor him, and to try to love him. You know,
absolutely.
And so I think if I put them in a place now when I put them in a place with someone different and with my husband, that is already instilled in them to know to have respect and to have honor, and it doesn't make it that hard for them to be able to demonstrate those things because it's instilled in them.
But I think
that don't even do nothing for them.
But I think it depends on and the timing of the life that the person is coming into their life, because although you're instilling those values in them, they still have the ability to say that this person is not my biological parent. Okay. The blended family I have here, my husband has 6 kids. All 3 of them have the same mother. 2 of them have a different mother, and 1 has a different mother, right? And I am the wife that has no kids, biological kids. I love all of them the same, every last one of them, including all the grandkids. So again, I'm saying, and I came in different stages of life. So the youngest one was 3 when I came into her life. I'm all she knows as mom. Okay.
Yeah.
And her situation is different because her mom passed. But the other children, their parents are still alive. And I actually have very good relationships with their mothers because I established that relationship with them. And I didn't come into this with the pretense of, if it don't work out, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I came in for the long haul. Look, I'm here.
Absolutely.
I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to parent them and love them as though I gave birth to them. There's no separation. They didn't know the difference.
Right. I mean,
the way that I treat them is the way I would treat one of my children that I birthed, you know?
Right.
So I think you still got those dynamics that you have to kind of filter. I would raise them. You're going to be respectful to your mother regardless. You know, I have godchildren and I tell them the same thing, grown godchildren. I have grown kids now, y'all, but I'm kind of old. But anyway,
I get that.
So I mean, I think there's just dynamics. I think there's just dynamics with that. But you're exactly right. It sheds a lot on the characteristic of the people that are involved in the relationship.
This subject.
Let me ask y'all something. Again, I done said it like 80 times. I was loved. I'm not saying I wasn't loved. Everybody treated me. I was not mistreated as a child. But let me ask you something. Have you ever met a new group of friends that were already friends before you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Everybody?
I don't have friends like that.
Oh, I forgot you. She a super thug. I forgot.
Yes.
OC. Hey, look. You already know, OC.
Yeah.
So if you met a group of friends that were friends way before you, and now you the new friend in this new crew, they got inside jokes that you don't know about. They got places in history that you want a part of, and they treat you right. You know, they don't treat you any different. You know what I'm saying? And you feel a certain kind of way. Now, when your friends show up that you grew up with, that one of those friends don't know, it's totally different. Would y'all agree?
Yeah.
Huh?
But you can, okay, I know where you're going with this, Ron, but you can feel that way in your own biological family.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
The point. Go ahead, OC. You say something?
No.
The point I'm saying, it's not y'all putting it on people's character, and I'm not saying anybody mistreated you or anything like that. But when you're part of a blended family, as one of those kids, you don't feel quite the same.
You suggested that.
No. I'm saying that you don't feel
he's so defensive.
quite accepted, huh?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying, but it's not because of what I'm saying is not based on just because you're a blended family. It's an individual thing that you're feeling inside, and you can feel that way even in your own biological family, is what I'm saying. It's an internal thing. It's something that you're dealing with that you need to heal from and grow from. Exactly. Anywhere. Exactly.
It is.
What'd you say?
To deal with.
That can happen anywhere, at work, anywhere.
In your own family.
Internal that you
but like I said,
no, again, you look at the whole picture. I'm saying they got these kids come over here, you got these kids from over here, you go to your new family, everybody else got this history. You can feel that way with your biological family if you weren't around.
No, even if you are around, because let me tell you why I say that, because
you know that example that you just gave about
what's happening, Kofi? I can't hear you.
Yeah, your mic keep going out. Okay, but anyway, I was saying that could happen in any situation at work.
I'm not sure.
When you develop
I
a relationship with
so I
coworkers.
stopped. But I just wanted to chime in on what
Kofi
I said.
cut off the internet.
What? I hear three people talking at once.
I stopped.
What you?
I think we're a little slow. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on. I think we're moving slow. So, Stacy, finish your point.
No, I was saying that you can feel that way even in a family where you've been around, because you've heard the term the black sheep of the family. You can be there and still be treated differently, and it'll make you feel some kind of way.
Right.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a blended family to feel like that. Those are internal emotions based off of experiences or things that are said in your presence or the lack thereof.
Gloria, what were you saying?
I was saying I agree, because that could happen at work when a new employee comes in.
Agreed.
One of the people might want to try to include them in a little circle. I was never in cliques, so but I've seen it happen. But Ron, what I was saying earlier is that you should have put together a panel of the blended children and get their opinions, because you keep like you're in this defensive mode saying that you grew up in love and all of this and that and the other, and there's something that you're trying to say. So like I said, once my children became adults, they started telling me things that I was not aware of, because I thought I loved them all the same.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron,
but they all felt some type of way.
Go ahead.
Hey, Ron, we're not saying who, but did someone do something to you when you was little? We're not saying
like stole on me or something. What are you trying to say? Took my milk money?
Anything?
No.
You trying to deflect, like you hiding from something.
No, I'm not. I said exactly what I need to say.
Some milk.
Is Nikki still on, guys?
Yeah, Nikki's still right here. No, what?
Okay.
I keep saying what I'm saying
because.
No, I said I keep saying what I'm saying because it seemed like y'all was turning it to that people like it's the parents that gotta show the kids love and this and that. It starts with them. It wasn't about that. That's not what I was saying. And that's why I kept saying. That's why I kept reiterating that.
No, what I would.
I think Ron needs some type.
Go ahead, Kofi. You were getting ready to say something, and Ron was talking.
I don't think that any of us were directing it towards your situation personally, but my true opinion and thoughts on that type of scenario with the blended family, I really think it depends on the maturity of the people you're dealing with. I think the way that these people are handling each other's children states a lot about who you're dealing with.
Yeah, and I've said that. I've said that from the beginning.
Girl, what you say?
No, but what Kofi is saying is true. But I think the other
based a lot on who you're dealing with.
Right, but I think the other aspect that Ron is getting at is that as a child in that situation, you still can feel some kind of way, and it's not about the parents not doing something. It's just that that's how you feel. And what I'm saying to you is that it may exist, but that can exist in a lot of different scenarios, not just in blended families. But one thing I will tell you is that love will cover a multitude, and that's why you still felt the love. You see what I'm saying? And you didn't feel like you were neglected. You just felt different. So again, you can't take away the dynamics of the fact that it was a blended family and how you felt about it. You can't change that.
And Ron,
Go ahead, you said something.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I would really be interested in
And Stacey,
hearing
I
a
think you
panel
put
of the
that
children
perfectly.
of blended families, because you're dealing with 3 women that are
Yes.
mothers of
Four.
so we don't know what you felt as a child, but we all have children that know what
Right,
you
right.
felt. And the answers that the what you're trying to get, we can't give you. You need to come with somebody that has that same experience. How did you feel as a child growing up in a blended family? Because as parents, we feel like we did a damn good job.
I'm gonna tell you this. Very
Can
well
I
said,
say
Glow.
this?
Uh, but I wasn't looking for no answers for y'all.
But
This ain't
here's the
therapy.
thing, Gloria.
Like, y'all
Can I
don't
just
y'all don't
touch
owe me
on
no
this
answers.
real
We
No,
just
the
jumping in.
experiences, the opinions. That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
just
The
teasing you,
experiences
Glow.
and the
Can I
opinions,
just say this real
we
quick, y'all?
can't
No,
speak on that.
hold on. Let me read these comments real quick. All right,
We can't
we
speak on
got
that part.
we got
I
Sin Tyler
can't.
said you can
I
be
want to
treated.
just touch on.
Hold on one second.
Okay, go
Let me
ahead.
read this. Sin said you can be treated well and feel a lack of love, just like if you feel your biological parent has a favorite child. Uh, Tree said just not being recognized by the stepfather's family in the end made a different look about how you were regarded to that family. Don't believe the stepfather would have allowed that to happen. You know what? I agree, Treese. I agree. Go ahead, Colt. Colt, go ahead. She froze. She looked like she doing the robot.
I just wanted to touch on the fact that
Right here, like Frederick.
I just wanted to touch on the fact that Nikki.
Honor Black History Month. Hey, Kofi. You want to honor Black History Month, sister?
Yes.
How you rocking it, girl? I like how you got your hair like Frederick Douglass.
Yes. Yes.
Girl,
Well, thank you.
Girl.
I see.
I'm wearing my robe.
Like Frederick
Hey.
Well, I just want to touch on because Nikki is still on, right?
Yeah, Nikki right there. Nikki G.
Yes.
Okay, Nikki is still with us. And I just would like to share that Nikki is my cousin because of my stepfather.
Oh.
Right.
And I am a product of a blended family.
Oh.
And I always did not get along with my stepfather as a child. Just like I didn't always get along with my mother as a child or my own biological father as a child. But it was love. Like you said, Ron, they never made us feel differently. And with that being said, that relationship was a foundation set. It was a relation. I'm still here. We're still here. This is my family. They gave me 2 other grandparents. It gave me a whole nother family. And you know why? Because he didn't come in our lives trying to be dictators. He came in our lives. He showed us love. He helped my mother take care of us. And even when you're dealing with children, it comes with the territory of kids acting out, kids doing different things. It don't have to be somebody else's kid. It can be your own, and you're gonna touch on some of those things.
Yeah.
And I just have to say, my experience with my stepfather's family, we're still there. They never made a difference. Other people wouldn't even know that I was not his biological child. I would have to share that.
Right.
Same.
Yeah. Are we gone?
No.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I agree with Kobe. But what I'm trying to tell Ron, I'm not. You know how we are. We're comical. The entire family is comical. You just took yours to the stage.
Amen. 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 Amen.
But what I'm saying is that I feel like the answers that you need will come from a panel of children that are a product of blended family, like you are.
Yeah.
Because you have Nikki here, Kopi and me. We both raised kids that we didn't, I did, Nikki did.
Yeah.
But like Kopi said, that's not even her biological. But that's the same way I raised mine.
Me.
I mean, that's a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. But
it's the individual at the end of the day, because everybody is not like that.
Absolutely.
True.
I mean, I'm just saying, I lost my son this past July, and his father and his wife, his father's wife, she's a beautiful person. Had the situation been totally different in the beginning, we would have been friends a long time ago. But we friends and family now.
Absolutely.
Because of us as being individuals. I gained a whole nother family in losing my son, and I know my son wanted us to have this type of relationship. He never had a bad word to say about her. He always talked about his other siblings. He brought, they came around, it's whatever. My son, they have more baby pictures of my son growing up than I do.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? It's about the individual.
Some strong
at the end of the day.
Stacey, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Okay, now for you, Stacey, I wanted to know. See, the way Stacey went into hers, because it sounds like she laid everything out. You were very open with the other parents as well, right, Stacey?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You froze, Cole.
Okay, so Stacey, tell me, did either one of those parents kind of give you a hard time?
No, actually, they didn't. The one went back to my husband and said, "Where did you find her? She's different than anybody I've ever met before." Those were her exact words, because I reassured her that I plan to love your children as though that they are my own, not to harm them in any way. I'm here to partner with you in raising your children, not to take your place as their mother. I wasn't trying to do that. But when they're in my care, custody, and control, I'm going to love on them and to treat them as though they're my own. And if there's ever a time that you feel like there's something that I may be doing that you don't particularly care for, let's sit down and have a conversation about it. Because the way I run my household is the way I run my household. And, being a person that didn't have any children at all, right? Children don't come with a manual anyway, but being someone that doesn't have any children at all, there's a lot of hypotheticals and things that you think about before you have kids, right? And so you may think that this is the way to do it, but the parent that's given birth to a child will say, listen, that ain't the best way to do that, because then these things will happen and that thing will happen. And so you have to be open to take that kind of feedback from them as well. But at the end of the day, you got to run your household and your ship the way you run your ship, and
oh, you said ship.
Ship.
Oh,
ship.
That is she.
Ship.
Oh, okay.
I don't talk like that, Ron. You know better.
I got scared. Like she turned up
tonight. And so you're so silly. And so we had a very good relationship. Did we have some bumps in the roads with the children acting out? Absolutely. And did I absolutely pick up the phone and be like, come get them? Absolutely. And she's like, what happened? Are you in your car? Are you on your way? I did call your cell phone. Are you en route? And we worked through those things, but there was some bumps in the road with, kids being kids, but we partner with that thing.
Okay, but how about this twist, Gloria?
This is what we're
You
gonna
in my
do.
business now, Kofi. You in my business.
This is what we're gonna do.
No one felt my pain as to being the guy.
We go. Yeah, we go. I need.
about nothing. I mean, come on now, ladies.
I think we need to hear that. I think we really do.
Real man. I mean,
straight up. This
bananas, man.
This is turning to a wine club. You know what I mean? We just.
So you saying it's okay for me to take a sip?
Absolutely.
This glass is melting.
But real talk. This is what we're gonna do, y'all. This is what we're gonna do.
We're all taking this sip.
Okay.
Listen, it's 12 o'clock. We've established that.
Oh.
Yeah, we've established that we're gonna have to do this again. This topic was really deep. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give everybody. I'm gonna start with Glow, then I'm gonna go to Nikki, I'm gonna go to Stacy, then I'm gonna go to Kofi, I'm gonna go to OC. I'm gonna give y'all all 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna mute you because it's 12 o'clock. All right. So Glow, your last thoughts for tonight. We're gonna come back to this because this is too deep. We opened up something that I wasn't ready for, and Glow think I need therapy now. She said I'm looking for answers, and Jelani asked me if I got touched on the low. And I let it slide because I was in my feelings, but I'm back now and it's on. All right, so go ahead, Glow.
Okay. I did tap into the subject, and I was burning because of what the topic was, because I can relate to how it is as far as being the struggle, the love, and the parenting, and trying to be cordial with the other parent. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does, sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's all about the individual. And what's your name again? Is that Nikki or Nisi? Nikki
G.
Yes. Nisi?
Nikki.
See,
Nikki
now
G. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Nikki G.
Yeah, Nikki.
Now
Yeah.
she's a totally different type of woman right there. Totally different. She was a God-sent woman to those children.
You talking about Stacy? You talking about
the women.
You're talking about Stacy.
You talking about Stacy?
In the corner with the afro.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Stacy.
That's me,
I'm sorry, I'm blind as a bat.
That's
I can't
Stacy.
see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that's a God-sent woman right there.
Yes,
For her to have no biological children of her own,
That's what I'm saying.
and to take on those children the way that she did. Now, I used to be kind of like weary of women that didn't have kids either. Like I didn't feel like a teacher that didn't have kids could tell me anything about mine, until I ran across some incredible women that were teachers that did not have children, but they touched the soul of a child.
Yeah.
And that's what changed my perspective on that. And that's what she is. She's a God-sent woman. I don't know if I could have did what she did if I didn't have children.
Come on now.
I agree.
If I didn't have my own children, I don't know if I could have did what she did.
That's why I married her sister.
You know what?
Amen.
Be quiet, Ron. You funny.
That's your sister-in-law?
Amen.
Yeah, that's right there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't play
that's
around,
an amazing
Glow.
woman
I don't play
right there.
around, Glow. Glow, I don't
So
mess
she's
around.
coming from a whole different perspective. You understand what I'm saying? From what I'm coming from.
Amen.
And so is Kofi.
Amen.
So is Kofi. Because Kofi raised all her own kids.
Mm-hmm.
I raised mine and others. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have so many unbiological children besides the ones that I have with my husband that is just crazy because I'm that type of person. It's the person.
I'm sorry.
I worked in a school for 15 years. It's the person at the end of the day.
Y'all cousin Cam just said,
I'm a better stepdaddy than a daddy?
He a better stepdaddy
You
than
tell
a daddy.
Cam if he called me a tramp, I'll be in Milwaukee on Friday. You tell him that.
He said he a better stepdaddy than a
What
daddy.
he said?
He is a better stepdaddy than a daddy.
That's
What he
another
said?
subject.
Okay.
And that's
Hey, Glow.
another subject.
Glow. Hey, I hope you come back on, Glow, and come kick it with us on Tuesday.
I
I know
gotta get
we
my
gonna.
weave done first.
No, you fine just like you is. Nikki G,
Yeah.
go ahead, Nikki G. You got 2 minutes. Glow took
Girl,
5, but I ain't say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing.
You don't sit down so
oh my God.
Go ahead, Nikki G.
I feel like if this is not something that you would enter lightly, like
okay.
you have to really think about what you're about to do, everything that it entails, but you have to be open-minded. And you have to go in it without any expectations, because when you expect stuff, that's when you get let down, your feelings get hurt, everything just goes south. But a blended family could be a beautiful thing, because I love my blended family, and no one could ever tell me that we were not blood related.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Stacy.
I want to tell Glow, thank you so much, Glow, for that compliment. But you know what? I feel like it takes it anyway. The Bible tells us it takes a village to raise a family, to raise children. So blood or not blood,
Yeah.
if you take that approach, and as Nikki G said, you have to be open-minded with things and go into your commitment with people wholeheartedly with the open mind that I'm in it to win it. I'm here to work for it, and you're working together as a unit. You can make a blended family, as you said, a beautiful, beautiful thing. The more, the merrier. The more the merrier. But again, you have to all be working participants in that endeavor for that to be possible. So people just got to be real careful. I think you got to be careful about involving people too soon in the relationship with your children, because that adds other dynamics and layers to the way that they feel. When things don't work out, So I think that that's something that that's a whole nother topic, Ron, that you could do another night. But just be committed to what you say you're going to do, because commitment and consistency is key. And remember to keep love in the forefront. That's my last little words.
Come on, sister. Now that's my sister right there. Right there. That was her right there. Okay. Cole, what you got?
Yeah. Amen.
I think I'm gonna go back with saying that I think it's really based on the people that you're dealing with, and I think the way that they show you how they would treat their own children or your children is saying a lot about who they are. And I think when you're capable of loving unconditionally, it's not hard to give it to other people. And I think that everybody on the panel has some very good views, and I think we need to touch on it more.
Okay, all right. Y'all deep tonight. OC. Hey, you can keep 100 now. It's just your turn now.
No, I mean, I'm pissed off, man. Y'all ain't listen to me, women. Y'all just take over everything. No, but I want to say this for real. I'm really, really enlightened, and I salute you, women, for having the gall, the guts to trust the men and to love them children and bring them in your life. The whole spectrum. You women are what I consider to be the standard, and I salute y'all. That's just it. Real talk. And I ain't saying this for no other reason but the truth. I mean, I wish I had met you women along the way, long time ago.
That was really sweet. Like
that was real
sweet. I'm shocked. Like, wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hey, that's my
That
man's
was
right
high
there.
compliment.
You women for real.
That's my man's right there. Hey, you know what? Back in the day, dog, I would have got one of their numbers for you, and I would have slipped it to you after something like that. I would have did that, like straight up. I'd have been like, "Hey, that's my guy, OC. He cool."
I'm probably the oldest one on
so
here.
Silly.
Hey. Bert said, "Hey, Bert said, wow."
Thank you.
Listen, so man, I mean, okay, one woman, I'll get every.
can't hear you, OC.
We can't hear you,
Somebody's
OC.
breaking up.
I'm sorry. You look speaking in terms of
Let me see.
being. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Nikki. She had.
Yeah.
Y'all were speaking in terms of being part of the family, and then y'all talked about the kids, and then it was just different spectrums. Kofi having children already, baby girl with the hat on have children. You had a baby breastfeeding and had another baby. Then you got your sister-in-law who didn't have no kids, and then Ron coming from, man, y'all really hit every aspect. Like. I honestly, man, I really am impressed. Like, I'm really impressed. I really am. I salute you women though, for real, for real. I salute you women, man. And I ain't that kind of dude who be doing stuff like that.
You don't do no salutes. No salutes.
Not like that, but I really do. Honestly, salute you women, man.
He'll do no salutes. Hey, go ahead.
Especially you with the curly hair with the little wig.
That's Glow.
Oh,
yeah, Glow with the wig. Yeah.
Glow got a he gonna say with the wig.
Yeah, because she said she got to get her wig together, and then the one in the middle who looked like she'll fight. I don't know what made that nigga think he was gonna get your baby.
Hey, her name. Hey,
she gonna beat him up.
Her name Nikki G. She
Yeah,
folks.
She looked like
my cousin Nikki G.
Look, that's how I know me and Kofi related, because we don't play.
Hey.
Yeah.
No, I'm sweet as pie though. I'm not mean. I'm not.
Yeah, the way you in that
is.
The way you fit in that shirt, you look like you can handle something.
But you don't play. That is honest.
But and then Ron's sister to sit up here, man, and get with a man who got 6 kids, man. To me, like, that brother needed your guidance. He needed your help.
Yeah. Beautiful.
He really needed you, man, and you really there. I mean,
he did.
And it's not like
he did.
You a beautiful woman. It ain't like you ugly.
He
like
did.
You get no other nigga. You cute.
Hey, you ain't fit to be shooting right now, B.
No, I ain't shooting at all.
Yeah, it's what it sound like. I mean, we know she cute.
No, she didn't have to be with a man with 6 kids.
Oh. No, I didn't. It was a choice. It was a choice.
That's
right.
All right. So
y'all hit every glow. All y'all hit every talking about, man.
Who got a helicopter in their house?
I think we killed it tonight.
That's my husband playing with my granddaughter, Ron.
Tell him to turn the helicopter on stealth mode or something. Hey, listen. We gonna go to the green room after this. I'm gonna say this as we wrap up. What was the title? Let me read it. I didn't forgot what I wrote. Blended families, the love, the work, the struggles, and Glow's grandkids in the background. But it's work. It's not right or wrong or perfect. It's constant work. And everybody is right about you have to have love in it. Now, we're going to continue. I'm going to say this, that I respected everybody's opinion. And I would like to go ahead, OC. You can say something. Go ahead.
My girl just stopped shooting.
She said stop shooting. Oh, you got caught shooting? Okay. Well, I'm sorry, but
the silence. Yeah. But she's supposed to have called me back earlier today, but she ain't called me back. But she know here talking about stop shooting.
Yeah, she watching. Yeah, you got caught. Hey, you had the warm ups on, the headband.
Oh my God.
But Glow, you were absolutely right. I do think we need to talk to kids and all that. And at the end of the day, everybody's opinion is valid. Everybody feels some type of way about something, and we got to talk about it to get it out there, and maybe we can help somebody. I appreciate y'all for kicking it with us. This won't be the last time. If y'all want to continue to kick it, Y'all can come hang with us in the green room. It's about to go down. Cam, hop on.
Was that a pit bull she was just handling? Oh, I ain't going no.